Okay, let's go ahead and start playing in Unity and open up our project. We do this by launching Unity. It can be found either in your dock or in your applications folder. So we are going to simply click on the icon here, which brings up our project loader or creator. We are going to create a new project. Just click on the new button. Have no fear, it may take a few minutes for the hamsters to get up to speed, but it will actually create a project, as you can see here. Let's name this project forest underscore unity. We will place this on our desktop, okay, which you can do like this, and we're going to turn the enable Unity analytics off, but keep this in what we refer to as 3D mode and simply create a project. This will take a few minutes for it to create the new project. It's importing all the assets and materials. If it gets hung up at any point, don't worry, don't freak out, just let it go through the process. You may have to go ahead and get a drink of coffee or something, but just come back. Now, when you do create your project, you will now see a screen that looks something like this. We have four main windows: a hierarchy window, a scene window or a view window, an inspector window, and the project window. The project window contains all of the media assets that you will be using to create our game level. We bring these assets into our scene by simply dragging them from our assets folder directly onto the game level scene itself. There you will then see these also listed in our hierarchy. When you click on one of these objects, such as the main camera, we will now see it highlight directly on the scene, and we'll also be able to see different parameters that can be adjusted. Now, if you notice here, when I clicked on the main camera, we now have these different kind of tabs that extend off of it. This gives us the ability of moving the camera's position on the scene in X, Y, and Z coordinates, which can also be modified here directly through our transform menu, and it works in a similar context and fashion. We also have what is known as a game view, and a game view simply shows us what the camera is actually looking at, and this is what you would experience when you happen to be playing the game itself. I'm going to switch back over to the scene view now, just for argument's sake. We could also use these rotation knobs here and values to change the orientation of where our camera is looking. Right now, we're not going to really see much change. However, if I do affect the x-axis or the x-tilt, you can see that it does indeed change the camera's view. Now, let's go and import our materials that we're going to need to create our scene. Let's go navigate to the Assets menu and select Import Package, Custom Package. Choose from your desktop or from the materials for download materials for this assignment, the forest.unity package file, and simply click Open. When you do so, it's going to now decompress all the materials that came in this package that I've given you. It'll show a new window that says Import Unity Package, and it'll ask you which materials you want to install. Click All and choose Import. Now, this may take, once again, a few moments for it to import all the materials. If at some point in time it looks like it's hung, simply go to the other room, get a drink, have a coffee, you name it, and then come back. Cue the Jeopardy theme music now. Once the package has been successfully imported, we can begin navigating through our scene. Under the Assets folder, choose the folder that says Nature Starter Kit 2. In it, you'll see an additional folder called Scene. Click on the file here that's called Demo. This is known as a scene. When we are working in Unity, we are placing objects into our environment or scene view. These more or less function as a session would in Pro Tools. You can have any number of scenes that all utilize the exact same objects and materials without directly affecting those materials. So let's double click on the demo scene. And no, we do not want to save what's been currently placed here. And when we do so, we will now see a new view here. This is the level that we were playing with. Use your trackpad. I'm control clicking, or you can do a two-handed click on the trackpad to scroll around. If you take your fingers and you move backwards and forwards directly on the trackpad, you can zoom in and out. But you'll notice here that we have information that we can see in our scene view. Located over here on the left-hand side, our hierarchy now shows a bunch of different objects and folders here. If I click on any one of these, such as the audio emitters folder, you can see that it now highlights different objects in our scene, in this case, a series of trees and bushes. If I select an individual item in this audio emitters folder, you can now see a bush highlight, and that's a single one. And located over here on the inspector, you can see that we can alter different parameters that are associated with this bush. If at any point in time you click on something and you're not sure where it's located, we can select it here from our hierarchy, double click on it, and it will at least kind of zoom in and help us identify where that is. The same thing is true if we choose one of these additional trees. It zooms to a location where it's easier to find it. I'm going to zoom back to the bush. And as you can see here, in this case, it kind of moved us underground below the plane, the flat plane of our ground. So I'm just going to simply zoom back out here. Most of the issues that you'll have are going to deal with navigation, and many of them can be solved simply by double-clicking on different objects in the hierarchy and then scrolling around. Finally, what we will do here is we will now take a look at the game view. This is going to take a look from the perspective of what our camera sees in the game. And as you can see here, oh, it looks a lot different, and that's because we have a lot of different visual effects placed on our camera. If we now press play here at the top, we will see some additional animations take place involving the movement of the tree limbs and leaves in the wind. You can see the wind moving some of the bushes as well as the grass. And we can now move our cursor around to turn our character's point of view. And we can use the W, A, S, and D keys as a method of moving backwards, forwards, and side to side, just like this. And use your cursor once again to turn the position of where the camera or where the character is looking, and keep on experimenting and navigating in our environment. Once you're finished doing so, press the escape key to once again gain access of your cursor, and then you can take us out of play mode and you can put us back into the scene mode. In the next video, we will learn how to integrate Wwise into this Unity project.